eating together and sharing more. Now, we'll take nothing for granted and always remember to taste the simple joys. Coca-Cola. Taste the simple joys.
Istiqbal is now in Kenya. We are the voice for quality, colorful, innovative, and functional home furniture with presence in 92 countries worldwide. We have it all. Sofas, beds, dining, and mattresses. Celebrate our end-year sale of 50% off. Yes, everything at half price from 2nd November to 31st December. Visit our showroom at Panasar Center, Mombasa Road, opposite Airtel.
Good.
Do you own land or property in Nairobi? Hurry and clear your outstanding land rates. We have extended the 100% waiver on land rates up to 15th November 2020. So, collect your invoice from our cash office at Times Tower Banking Hall or City Hall and Makadara offices and pay today only through the Nairobi County Revenue Collection accounts at Cooperative Bank of Kenya. You stand to gain 100% from the 100% waiver extension. At the end of the waiver period, KRA will institute enforcement measures. Terms and conditions apply.
Enjoy Good Life new shopping experience. Seek and you shall find. Visit www.goodlife.co.ke to shop. Search and pick your preferred product. Check out and give your location details. Pick your payment method and wait for your delivery to arrive. It's quick. Click and pick.
You want your car to perform flawlessly? We set it as our goal to make sure you uncheck your car's engine from your problems list. Forget about residues. Forget about overheating. Forget about corrosion. Our fuel, Optimum, keeps your car's engine as clean as ever for optimal performance. Optimum of Ola Energy, ultimate protection.
Nivea Men Deep Antiperspirant with the power of black carbon formula. 48-hour protection from sweat and bacteria. For a deep, clean feeling that lasts. New Nivea Men Deep Antiperspirant. Nivea Men. It starts with you. Official sponsor of Real Madrid.
This is NTV.
Good evening. My name is Olive Burrows. This is Dann Mwangi. We'll let you know what our court names are in just a bit. You're watching NTV Weekend Edition coming to you live from County number 24. And this is the Governor's official residence. In a bit, we'll be grabbing some nyama choma. But before then, Loreng, I should say now. Loreng, what do you say about first seeing what?
The land of hidden treasures, as they say, and we've been discovering a number of treasures in terms of the beauty, which is holistic. We'll be letting you know what that's all about after the highlights.
Tonight, 38 students at Kabarnet High School isolated in a dormitory after testing COVID-19 positive, as a member of parliament now becomes a statistic in the list of fatalities.
Pass my condolence to the family and to the people of Matungu to have lost such a charismatic leader.
Also tonight, why is the COVID-19 death toll rising rapidly? The Ministry of Health calls emergency meeting as medics threaten nationwide strike.
In our country, the neglect and working environment has resulted in the loss of now over 30 healthcare workers.
The numbers continue to grow as 20 more die of the virus.
And on the Discovery edition, the gorgeous Turquoise.
Evidently, the Turquoise Dam is good for more than just hydroelectric power.
The beauty queen from West Pokot to the world on the runway.
We are not only beautiful outward, but also intelligent and inwardly beautiful.
And a live interview with the governor.
Plus, Comoros scores first against Harambee Stars as Kenya equalizes in the first half at Maluzini Stadium in Moroni.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you to Flora Cheno, who's our co-pilot on the sign language interpretation. The Ministry of Health has described this past week as the darkest in terms of the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. 20 more people have succumbed to the virus today, raising the death toll to 1,269.
This is as the COVID-19 caseload rose to 70,245 after 972 people tested positive from a sample size of 6,648. There have been 352 recoveries reported in the last 24 hours, meaning that there are now 45,766 people who have since been declared COVID-free.
The Ministry of Health says currently 1,229 COVID-19 patients are admitted, out of which 59 are in intensive care unit. 5,572 people are recorded as being in home-based care.
Tonight, as we wish a quick recovery to those under treatment and condole with those who've lost their loved ones, Vincent Odor reports that the reality may now be sinking in that COVID-19 is real.
One of the dormitories at Kabarnet Boys High School in Baringo County has been converted into an isolation center after 38 Form 4 students tested positive for coronavirus. The 38 students were out of the 48 students who were tested this week after one student tested positive for the virus. But the County Commissioner Henry Wafula says the institution will not be closed. Among the latest COVID-19 fatalities is Matungu Member of Parliament Justus Murunga, who collapsed at his rural home in Mumias after developing breathing difficulties. A family committee and that of Parliament resolved to transport the body to Nairobi to be preserved at Lee Funeral Home. 3 weeks ago, Murunga hosted Deputy President William Ruto in his constituency, where they attended a church service at Indangalasia Catholic Church in Kakamega County. Based on pictures taken on that day, Murunga was seated next to Ruto. Murunga, the Deputy President, and the other legislators present had no masks. But despite the leaders having no masks during the church service, they sat next to each other and interacted without observing the 1.5 meter social distancing rule.
Such a charismatic leader, a leader who spoke his mind, a leader who was focused and who was interactive, who was social, who could meet his people and electorate at any time.
Early this month, the government banned all public gatherings and political rallies in an effort to combat the spread of COVID-19. This is after politicians, including the top government leaders, were repeatedly seen flouting the protocols in a push for their agenda.
Call us out, even we as leaders, if we fail in doing and practicing that which we preach.
This latest fatality of a member of parliament seems to have hit close home for Deputy President William Ruto, as he today tweeted that there is urgent need to stop everything and mobilize every human, material and financial resource to fight the COVID-19 pandemic. Vincent Odur, NTV.
As you probably gleaned from that report, the coronavirus situation in Kenya is getting worse. The hospitals are overwhelmed and the doctors and nurses attending to patients have had it. After losing one too many colleagues, the Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentists Union, KMPDU, have said that they're pulling the plug in hospitals, so to speak, in the end if their demands are not met in 3 weeks' time.
In response to this, the Health Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe has called an extraordinary meeting of the National Emergency Response Committee, which he will chair tomorrow. Anita Nkonge shares the agenda of that meeting and the suffocating frustration of the healthcare workers.
Yesterday saw 4 senior doctors passing on in the span of 24 hours due to COVID-19 complications. That's not all. The Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentists Union, KMPDU, says that the battle at the COVID warfront has proven even more difficult due to lack of support and has seen 30 healthcare workers succumb to the virus. To put this into perspective, the loss of doctors who are trying to save lives would further drive up the COVID-19 death toll that is now close to 1,300 in Kenya.
Governments across the world have come out in full support of their healthcare workers. In our country, the neglect and working environment has resulted in the loss of now over 30 healthcare workers. There have been bills of up to 2 million of ICU care of healthcare workers. Those bills have been sorted through fundraising by all healthcare workers, not the government.
The KMPD also says that attempts by the judiciary to try and trump their strike will not be welcomed.
We are the soldiers in this war, and if you issue orders against this notice, then that order shall be a piece of paper.
Following an emergency special national advisory meeting today, the KMPDU has laid out its terms, which, if not met, would lead to a paralyzing strike. They include the provision of standard and adequate PPEs in all facilities in the Republic of Kenya, comprehensive medical cover for all doctors, enhancement of existing risk allowance paid to doctors, and a Constitutional Health Services Commission. These conditions given by the healthcare workers will most likely form the agenda for a special meeting of the National Emergency Response Committee that has been set for Monday. The Ministry of Health says the meeting is in response to the rising COVID-19 cases with an aim to review the containment measures and the concerns raised by healthcare workers. Today's 3-week strike notice comes as doctors caution that hospitals across the country are overwhelmed.
We note with concern that the political class and the leadership of the country has assumed and neglected the plight of Kenyans. Their political activities are increasing the numbers of COVID-19 cases who go to overstretched health facilities and equally increasing the burden of the doctors in the facilities who continue to work with very minimal support from the government.
Though it was believed that a majority of the counties had reached the 300-bed capacity for isolation, a supposed condition for partial easing of the COVID-19 restrictions, sources at the KMPDU say that this threshold has not been reached, but is only the case for general medical conditions. Anita Nkonge, NTV.
From that critical condition of the nation to some politics at play and let the people decide. Those are the words of ODM leader Raila Odinga in response to critics who are calling for more discussions on the BBI document in order to avoid a non-contested referendum.
And as Okokusa reports, Odinga says that some of the leaders opposing the document are peddling nothing but propaganda.
The ODM leader who was in Kisumu for the first regional consultative meeting with governors from Western Kenya also took a swipe at the media, whom he blamed of falling for the propaganda being peddled against BBI.
I've seen in the media today allegations that this draft amendment is introducing the imperial presidency. I have myself been very much part and parcel of the struggle for reforms and for change, and will never be party to any amendment which will recreate imperial presidency.
Without naming names, the former premier said that those opposing BBI are the same people who rejected the 2010 constitution, rekindling the August 4th, 2010 duel between no and yes, which pitted Raila and President Uhuru Kenyatta on the yes side against Deputy President William Ruto and the church on the no side.
Now you've given them an opportunity to raise the issues they are raising. No, they're saying there's nothing wrong with that constitution. Because there are people who will always say no to whatever you want to propose. They're known.
Tutengeneze document ambaye kila Mkenya anakubali. Na ni lazima usikize viongozi wa Kristo, Catholic Church. Lazima usikize viongozi wa Islam. Lazima usikize viongozi wafugaji. Wewe usituambie tutasikiza yako pekee.
Ni jambo mbaya kuambia watu watengeneze signature, wapitishe BBI na hawajui ni nini. Tunasikia kwamba machief na maassistant chief na village elders sasa wanapewa BBI ndio waweke sahihi, wasaidie watu waweke sahihi. Kwa hivyo ikiwa katiba hatuhusishwi, wale wanasema tuweke sahihi, hiyo sio haki.
10 governors from Western Kenya region who attended the Raila meeting resolved to drop their earlier hard stand on BBI and support it without reservations.
We urge our people to ignore those who refuse to participate in the formulation of the BBI document only to show up now to critique and dismiss what others said. We appeal to our people to get ready to append their signatures for the document and meet our opponents.
This is a document that I feel can move this country from a third developing country to a super developed country.
Interior and Coordination CS Fred Matiang'i and his devolution counterpart Eugene Wamalwa also attended the meeting. Ouko Kusa, NTV.
On the political interests, there are pressing security concerns tonight. Armed raiders ambushed a village in Kapedo and drove away with 100 head of cattle.
The attack occurred hours after a peace meeting which was led by Rift Valley Regional Commissioner George Natembeya.
No one was injured in the attack, thankfully, but Natembeya, who was on a peace mission with leaders drawn from both the Turkana and Pokot communities, accused locals of being reluctant to surrender illegal firearms in their possession.
He assured residents that the disarmament would be carried out with a human face. Kapedo, Intiati and Lokicha in Turkana East have suffered boundary disputes for a long time.
Natembeya said that the Kapedo conflict cannot be solved by deploying police officers, but through other conflict resolution mechanisms.
Tupoteze kweli ya marongo. Ni kweli. Na wale vijana tumesikia leo wawili watatu ambao wameenda kuiba mbuzi. Sisi kama viongozi wa pande hii tutang'ang'ana na wazee na hawa vijana kuhakikisha kwamba pamoja na serikali pia kwamba hiyo mbuzi ya wenyewe imerudi.
Kila anayetenda uhalifu aitwe kwa jina lake, si kwamba sasa ni Wapokot ama ni Waturkana.
Hakutakuwa na haja Mkenya yote kuwa na bunduki, maana bunduki sio fimbo. Ukipiga mtu risasi ikitoka, imetoka, ameanguka, amekufa. Hata tukikuja hapa tuongee mambo ya amani namna gani, wale watu ambao walikufa wote hakuna ile ambaye tutafufua kwa sababu tumeleta amani.
Staying with matters internal security, Kenya has beefed up security along the Moyale and Ethiopia border to stem the spillover of the fighting in the neighboring country.
This comes as the leader of Ethiopia's rebellious Tigray region confirmed firing missiles at neighboring Eritrea's capital and is threatening more, marking a huge escalation as the deadly fighting in northern Ethiopia between Tigray forces and the federal government spills across an international border.
The strikes in Eritrea came the same day that the ruling party in Tigray, the Tigray People's Liberation Front, claimed rocket attacks on 2 airports in a separate region of Ethiopia.
The attacks exacerbated concerns that a conflict in Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed said would be quick and contained could be instead snowball and destabilize the region.
Over 25,000 Ethiopians have fled as refugees into Sudan, a figure that continues to rise.
Residents of Kiamokama village in Nyaribari Masaba constituency, Kisii County, are disappointed by the county officials who do not seem to value the county development investments and the well-being of residents.
Several projects have stalls, leaving area residents disappointed in a government that seems to have other plans or no plans at all for their development projects. Though they completed the it doesn't quite make sense, does it? But the residents do not get to enjoy the service, as Charity Mwangi explains, through a couple of projects that have long, though a couple of projects have long been completed, they are not open to the public.
This is not an architectural prototype. These are buildings that have become mere landmarks for the residents of Kiamokama, Kisii County. They held such great hopes for the agriculturally rich area.
2009 tulifikiri tutapata maji haraka sana, miaka 2 ama miaka 3 tupate maji. Tangu wakati huo hatujawahi kuona maji.
Kuna maji hapa, madaktari walikuja wakapima, wakasema ni maji mbaya. Wakaenda warudi wakuja kutengeneza hiyo maji. Mpaka saa hii hatujawahi kuwaona.
12 years have gone by as they wait for their lives to improve. The only value they have seen is the shade that these buildings now provide.
Tumeteseka na hiyo maji, wakati kwa kiangazi tunalala hapa kwa mto.
Hatuna kiongozi mwenye atatuambia tunaenda wapi, tunatoka wapi.
A few meters away is yet another project, which is fully completed but yet to be launched. The Kiamokama market could have boosted the entrepreneurial spirit of the people if only the doors were opened. Having grown impatient, some are making use of the corridor to sell their produce.
Tunaambiwa kila siku mheshimiwa atakuja kutufungulia na hajawahi kuja kutufungulia.
The frustration is felt by the locals who can think of many more urgent development projects that the money could have gone into. Take this rundown road for instance. The inaccessibility has even affected burial rights for area residents.
Tulikuwa na tatizo hiyo wakati kulikuwa na mvua mingi mpaka mwili tukaiacha Kiamokama. Ndio siku ya mazizi ndio mheshimiwa Machogo akakuja akasema hii ni mzee ambaye alikuwa anaheshimika katika kijiji, wacha hii barabara nitengeneza.
And that is a promise yet to be delivered on. The word given by political leaders in this area counting for absolutely nothing. Charity Mwangi, NTV.
We take our first short break on this Discovery edition of this weekend edition, the last day of county number 24, the county of West Pokot, and Cheptaye and myself, Loreng, will be taking a short break. But after this, we'll be having stories from this county just before we get to meet the governor and meet with the governor. We've got the meat right there waiting for us. The grill is ready. I'm ready.
So they've saved the best for last, in essence.
You could say that. And after that, we shall be having a discussion. And just to remind you that tutakuwa tunakula nyama mkimeza mate. Tumeze mate kidogo.
Fresh Fry Premium Cooking Oil now has a new look and an advanced spout and seal. Triple refined, zero cholesterol and natural vitamin E. Fresh Fry, always heart-friendly. Now it's even more cooking-friendly. Fresh Fry, the premium cooking oil for healthy living. Sona moja imetengenezwa kwa njia spesheli ili kupambana na maumivu kwa haraka. Sona moja ina aspirin kama kiungo. Sona moja, kitulizo kamili. Maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
Sasa unaweza jua unayemtumia pesa kutumia *334#. Tuma pesa bila tashwishi yoyote. Dial *334#. Press 1. Enter phone number. Enter amount. Enter M-Pesa PIN. Confirm recipient details and put a smile on a loved one's face. Kwa kuweka kila kitu kwa namba moja, tumerahisisha mambo ili uweze kuendelea kufanya vitu unavyopenda ukitumia M-Pesa.
Honestly, babe, what is chai bila maziwa?
I know, darling. Like this lactose-free milk. Is it even real milk?
Why don't you ask the expert? Me! Gold Crown lactose-free milk is 100% natural cow's milk. The only difference is that the lactose in the milk has already been broken down, making it easier to digest. So no more funny feelings in the tummy.
Wow, and it tastes just like regular milk.
Because it is, and you've heard it from the cow's mouth.
What a relief. Thank you, Gold Crown.
If regular milk makes you feel uncomfortable, try Gold Crown lactose-free milk. Milk that loves you.
For a better tomorrow, don't forget to do the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate every night.
How much?
Hii ni so.
Hii ni 20 bob na hii ni so na zote ni the same size.
While other networks discriminate, sisi hatubagui, tuna serve everybody. Get to Bonga 10 and enjoy 100 minutes Airtel to Airtel. Dial *544#. Not just for a few, but for every one of you. Airtel, the honest network.
You are my girlfriend, and I have no eyes for anybody else.
Adriana! Adriana!
There must be something that would help me make you break up with Renata. If I don't find anything, I will need to make up stories.
I'd rather think that Matias and Renata will be able to defend their love.
Geronimo won't take long to fall for me, but we have to make sure that when he meets Renata, he's already committed to no one but me. I want to prove to my little sister that not all men would choose her.
Timeless love.
Get your value-added plots today by cash or through our installment plan. Call us today on 0790 300 300.
Optiven Limited, the pacesetters in real estate.
Thank you for staying with us on this Discovery edition of NTV Weekend Edition. We're coming to you live from the official governor's residence here in West Pokot County. And now I'm wearing my Cheptaye regalia. You're wearing your Loreng regalia because we're getting into stories from the county. It's one thing to read history in the books. It's another thing entirely to walk those same paths those memorialized trod.
West Pokot's Kapenguria Museum provides a rare glimpse into history, and its walls literally do the talking.
The museum's custodians walk us through separating fact from mythology in this report. You read about them in your GHC or social studies, as your age may dictate. We call them the founding fathers. So come with me. You cannot come to Kapenguria in West Pokot County and not literally walk down history lane. Let's take a walk. Hello? Hello? Is this History Lane?
These are the Kapenguria 6 cells where the Kapenguria 6 were detained for a period of 6 months. Then from here, they were taken in various detention camps. There was somebody sitting here called Mr. Goodell. Kenyatta appearing before him, he was number one put on this chain. He was to sit flat, and his left hand was put on this chain here. Then you are told, Jomo Kenyatta, you are here because you are in management of unlawful society known as Mau Mau. So they stayed here in Kapenguria for a period of 6 months. Their cells remained vacant until 1970-something, around 78, when these cells were used as the AP's houses.
There had to be some restoration work.
Nothing has been done here so much. We have only painted the walls, but initially it was brick paint. The roof is as it was.
How big is this cell?
It's 2.5 meters. And there was nothing on the floor. It was just as it is, with your clothes as you are seated, and that is it. That's why when you talk of independence, yeah, it came with a price.
Okay, so I'm reading here that there is a mark on the wall of Kenyatta's cell, and visitors have been told, it is seen told, it was left by a bullet aimed at Kenyatta when he was in the cell.
Waliposikia wazungu walikuwa wamepanga mpaka walikuwa wamepima size ya ukuta vile watakuja kuua Kenyatta. Ndio Saikwa akanongonezea mzee Kenyatta ya kuwa usilale kwa kitanda utauawa.
Those were just myths, people trying to imagine, because there was here during that time who never knew what was happening here, but they would want to go and give stories concerning Kenyatta Kapenguria, of which they were not having the truth in it to give to people.
Now let's move away from the men and just get to the, as they call them, the fair agenda. And the beauty harbored in West Pokot goes beyond the scenic landscapes. The reigning Miss Tourism Kenya, Sarah Kiach, is from West Pokot County, having won the beauty pageant in the year 2018.
The melanin-rich skinned Kiach has represented Kenya on the global stage, and the runway has proven to be a takeoff platform for her. Militole Sengeza tells us more about the beauty of West Pokot.
Sarah Kiach takes every step in her glory, her gracious walk in the path of her dreams. The steps she took as a little girl in West Pokot prepared her for the world stage. When she became Miss Tourism Kenya in 2018, her crown was a halo of glory for the people of West Pokot, who gave her a hero's welcome.
In 2018, I was persuaded by my friends and my parents to pursue modeling and use this platform in order to express myself and also to be able to achieve economical stability.
The daughter of West Pokot soil is not just Miss Tourism Kenya, but also the 2018-2019 Miss Tourism Metropolitan International. Her star has been rising and her runway life has been taking off. She has graced the carpets of Paris, France and Milan, Italy, and smiled before cameras she may only have hoped for.
We are not only beautiful outward, but also intelligent and inwardly beautiful.
Beauty and brains. The 23-year-old is currently pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Biostatistics at the Jomo Kenyatta University of Science and Technology, and an advocate for education of the African girl child.
One of the great changes that is happening to the Pokot people, that is allowing women and girls to get an education.
She holds environmental conservation at heart and aims at planting 1 billion trees by the year 2022, having planted 2,000 trees so far.
My greatest motivation is using every platform I am blessed to have in order to empower all the girls back in my village and in my county.
Kiach is also practicing professional modeling in Paris, France and Milan, Italy. Milita Oletenges, NTV.
Dan, you know, this red carpet makes it feel a little bit like we're on the catwalk.
Yes, but I don't think I'll be the catwalk myself, but it feels quite royal.
Yes, it does. The Pokot culture has traditionally been one which did not give much opportunity to women to grow their own economic independence.
However, as the times have changed, the wind of change has been blowing over the vast county, and now women are making their own money, investments, and much more.
AIC Bendera Savings International Lending Communities, also known as Silk in short, in Kapenguria, has empowered and transformed the livelihoods of many women.
It was formed in the year 2018 with 25 members, with some now boasting successful businesses built off the loans from the group.
Sorry, it's a smoke from the trauma. Maybe you could take
okay,
that
I'll take it and I'll take the meat as well. Here is a narration of evidence of increased women empowerment in West Pokot.
Tulianza hii kikundi ilikuwa ni wa maana zaidi kwa sababu tunachukulia hapa
na unaenda nayo mwezi mzima. Interest ni 10%. So ukichukua 1,000 unarudisha na 100. Kwa hivyo ilikuwa ni kikundi mzuri zaidi kwa sababu hakuna makaratasi ya kujaza. Members ni guarantor wako na kikundi inasimama zaidi kwa trust. Tunaaminiana bila mshahara ama ile side hustle hautaweza kuendelesha silk kwa sababu silk ni ya kuzalisha. Ni pesa ya kuzalisha. So kila mtu hapa unaweza pata mtu ameenda kupanda mboga nyumbani ili uweze kupata pesa ya kusave weekend. Alafu wale wanafanya kazi ni bahati mzuri. Katika jamii yetu you don't own property kama mama. Property ni ya wazee. So tukasema kwa silk hapa ndio tunaweza kupata, this is where we own our own money. Mwishowe tutapeleka nyumbani tushare na wazee. But hapa sasa ndio tunapata nguvu kwa sababu ukiendelea siku ya share unapeleka pesa zako 50,000 unapelekea mzee wako nyumbani. Unajua you'll be trusted. Utapewa hata zawadi. Unaweza pewa zawadi ya ng'ombe, upewe zawadi ya kuku, uweze pewa zawadi hata ya shamba. Unaweza pewa hata title deed ya shamba kwa sababu umezalisha pesa.
Silk Group has enabled us start events company and bakery. So we have Pokot events and Fresnel bakers, and we have been able to run the two companies because of the help from the Silk Group. We got a loan from the 4 silk groups that we have. The process is faster. You just need to state what you need. You tell the members are your guarantors. So there is no long process of going to the bank, sign, wait for days. So if it's approved there, you are given the money there. And now it's pocket friendly. The interest is only at 10%. Like now we got this 1 million from them.
Always great to have such encouraging, uplifting stories, especially about women. Are you okay now, Olive?
I am fine now.
All right, now for decades, West Pokot's image has been plagued by stories of border conflict and culturally retrogressive practices.
But little is said of the county's tourist attractions, which are no small feat, and the county is looking to make its beauty and potential known.
Sometimes waters are paired with illusions. You'd be forgiven for thinking you're looking out at a lake. What you are, in fact, looking at with the boats whizzing past is the Gorge Reservoir on the border of West Pokot and Turkana counties. The facility was envisioned to not only provide hydroelectric power, but also aid developments in fishery and tourism. Not so much progress has been made in the two sectors here in 30 years, as so far only small-scale exploitation is happening. The county government of West Pokot has been introducing fingerlings here to boost fishery.
Kuanzia mwaka 2007 ndio hii samaki akaanza kumwaga hapa tilapia. Kufika mwaka 2010 ndio tukaanza kujifunza hii samaki, atulikuwa tujui.
What boats you do see are primarily used to catch fish and as a means to transport between the shores. But the county government of West Pokot and the Kerio Valley Development Authority are keen to promote it as a tourist attraction, hoping to attract private sector investment.
And in that Turquoise Dam, we are thinking of coming up with boats which in future we may start some boat racing between the communities, the two communities that share the place.
Evidently, the Turquoise Dam is good for more than just hydroelectric power. It's good for boating, as you can see Nuru and myself enjoying. It's good for fishing, and you can't get more out of town than this.
And the neighboring Nasalot Game Reserve provides for diversity.
We have the pangolin. It's quite extinct. It's almost becoming extinct. And we are thinking of coming up with a sanctuary.
But conflicts on the West Pokot-Turkana border have in the past frustrated efforts to create a thriving industry. And now flooding concerns.
Kwa sababu ya maji, manyumba yamefurika, watu wako nashika watoto kwa nyumbani, Na hawezi fika hata hapa kwa center.
But given inter-county efforts to keep the peace, one can still enjoy a sport of sport fishing. In Nuru Abdulaziz's case, it might not be so much sport fishing as it is catch and release.
I have to tell you, Dan, Nuru demolished that fish.
Yourself?
And she was actually quite playful, playing with the fingerlings. Yeah, so it was a sight to hide and seen before.
Curious,
it was
why
a good
didn't you
experience.
do the same? Why didn't you play the
Demolishing the fish?
No, that part I know you did, but
yes. They were told they could poke you. How do you get poked? Infrastructural improvement across various sectors is an endeavor the county government of West Pokot is keen to achieve.
Lois Wangoi now looks at the developments and impact in health, trade and roads in the county.
Residents of West Pokot seeking kidney treatment previously had to travel outside the county for dialysis, but now the one-year-old renal unit at the Kapenguria County Referral Hospital has helped ease this burden. Another infrastructural investment is this newborn unit, complete with a neonatal intensive care unit, aiding in reducing infant mortality. Improved facilities increase access to services, and so does increasing the number of facilities.
Cumulatively around 154, and I have 20 wards. So if you have an average of 154 divided by 20, it's like you have almost 8 health facilities per ward.
Human resource remains key in healthcare. The county has contracted cancer, heart and brain treatment specialists. In trade, the construction of open-air markets has aided doing business. At the Makutano market, there is clean water, toilets and security lighting. Not all traders are housed in this structure, but those who are in the open are hopeful of brighter days.
Majengewa kweli hatunyeshi. Lakini mambo ya biashara ndio iko nyuma saa hii kabisa.
Lakini nasikia kuna mpango tu pia huku chini itajengwa baadaye yenye hatujui ni lini.
When it comes to roads, this county has received new tarmac roads through Kenya Rural Roads Authority, KERA. The Kamatera Kabich Beach Kiptongei Road now connects West Pokot to Elgeyo Marakwet and Uasin Gishu counties. Governor John Lonyangapo says he is focused on the opening and maintenance of roads under his jurisdiction.
Any money I do, because I have to open mountains, it is serious. It consumes all the money quickly. So, but we have done kilometers of roads, a lot of kilometers, over 500 kilometers of road network.
Among other ongoing roads project in this county is like this one, the Makutano Litier Road. Lois Wangoi, NTV, in the county of West Pokot.
Olive, so you see, if you played with the fingerlings and got hurt, at least Lois's story gives you confidence that there is improved health facilities in West Pokot.
Nobody got hurt, Dan.
Yeah.
That's fine. I was a chicken. Happy?
Chicken and fish don't always go together. So now, West Pokot County is listed among those considered food insecure, a tag that the county hopes to shed soon, and it is now experiencing economic transformation through farming.
Can't believe you. Gabriel Kadaka takes us through how agriculture is changing lives in West Pokot.
Pastoralism is the main economic activity in West Pokot, but the returns are not always impressive due to lack of market for their products and extended periods of drought. To guarantee them a ready market, the county government aims to complete the Nasuguta Export Abattoir in Cheparere Division by March next year.
Tunachukua wanyama 200 kwa siku, mbuzi na kondoo. Wanyama wakubwa ambaye ni ng'ombe ambaye ni kati ya 80 mpaka 100 kwa siku.
Watu wanapoteza karibu pesa mingi sana. Mara ng'ombe wakufe kwa lori. So hiyo ndio challenge wafanyabiashara wa Bandi wanapata. Tunasikianga kuna mahali inaitwa Dakoreti, Kenya Meat, na sasa tumeona iko hapa West Pokot.
In Sioi Ward, Kapenguria, we find Rosalind Kurgat feeding her dairy cow. She is one of the beneficiaries of the Dairy Cows for Poor Households program, initiated 2 years ago.
Imenisaidia, nimepeleka maziwa kula na nikalipia watoto yangu fees. Pia afya watoto yangu imebadilika.
Hadi wa sasa tumepeana ng'ombe 670.
To mitigate against diseases, the county government has rolled out a mass vaccination as well as improving the livestock breeds. Less than half of the West Pokot County is arable, and to maximize production, farmers now have access to improved seeds.
For almost 2 years running, we haven't been hit as hard with the food shortage the way it used to be those many years.
Weiwei irrigation scheme in Sigor constituency, which has over 1,000 acres under maize, has also played a vital role in boosting the county's food production. Coffee farming is also picking up in Keringet due to perfect conditions, and at least 670,000 seedlings have been distributed. Gabriel Kudaka, NTV, West Pokot County.
Dan, you know, I just have to tell you that my name is Cheptaye. Therefore, do not mess with me because I come from the clan of the lion. Okay?
And Loreng,
yes,
which is the buffalo, which is not an easy one to beat. Nonetheless, speaking of buffalo and meat, I'll put this down because after the break, we'll be having some meet with the governor as we meet together and get some insight and some answers to some questions regarding the county of West Pokot as well as national issues. After this.
How much?
Hii ni so.
Hii ni 20 bob na hii ni so na zote ni the same size.
While other networks discriminate, sisi hatubagui, tuna serve everybody. Get to Bonge 10 and enjoy 100 minutes Airtel to Airtel. Dial *544#. Not just for a few, but for every one of you. Airtel, the honest network.
Are you thinking of bringing light into your house? Think of Sumo Candle. Why Sumo Candle? It is non-drip, doesn't smell and has no smoke. It's giving you money value by burning for a long time, and it is also brighter. Any day, anytime, Sumo Candle is the best for you. Purchase Sumo Candle from the nearest shop at a pocket-friendly price. Always smile and walk with Sumo Candle from Rock Industries Limited. For inquiries, visit our offices at Ndume Road off Lungalunga Road, behind Carton Manufacturers near Sinai Stage. You can also talk to us through 0722 575 619 or 0736 028 181.
Wakenya, hii fight hatukuchagua, lakini tuko na choice. Tuchague kujilinda. Tuchague kuprotect familia zetu. Tuchague usafi. Kuosha mikono. Kuosha manyumba zetu. Ndio tulinde watoto wetu. Na tuvae mask. Future yetu iko mikononi mwetu. Kenya, let's do it for the ones we love.
Ah, Helen Paul.
Hello, madam. Would you like to join us on this mission?
Yes, but how?
Just one question for you. How do you keep your toilet clean?
I use regular detergent and bleach for washing and removing yellow stains. I've been using it for years.
Oh, madam, the regular detergents and bleach are used for washing clothes. To disinfect your toilet properly, you need Harpic 10X. It is specially made for germs and stains removal. Harpic's thick formula settles on stains and gives 10 times better cleaning compared to regular detergents and bleach.
Wow, now I'm convinced, Helen Paul.
Really?
Yeah.
Now that she's part of the mission, the next house is yours.
Fun and food got together beautifully at GMC Place. Enjoy our succulent meals in a serene setting with a varied choice of fun games for the little ones. Cup it up with a cuppa or a cocktail, all available to your taste. Discover the joy of a warm pool by diving into the Blue Oasis heated pool. Or at GMC Place, the fun never ends. Make your reservation today on 0701 560 560.
From far with you. I even gifted you a magnificent house. Rosa, it's the thought that counts. Please help me.
When it comes to fever, you need to be both. Panadol Baby and Infant starts to work on fever in 15 minutes and is gentle on the tummy. Panadol Baby and Infant, tough on fever, gentle on your child.
We are Nation, Africa's independent media brand. We are committed to empowering all Africans, from the young to the old, from the curious to the educated, and from the heart of the cities to the rural areas. We are Nation. Join us, because if you want to get far, you do it together. Nation. Empower Africa.
Across Africa, countries are adjusting to a once-in-a-century health crisis. To unlock new opportunities, rediscover untapped value addition, accelerate development. Can we, as Africa, strengthen the resilience of business and increase the agility of the labor market? Can we harness the realities of the new norm to power partnerships across sectors, boost production, and deepen shared prosperity even to the most excluded? Nation Media Group brings you the second edition of the Kusi Ideas Festival. The theme, Towards a Post-COVID Africa, Recovering Together. The Kusi Ideas Festival, which is brought to you by the Nation Media Group and Kisumu County, will be on the 8th and 9th of December at Ciala Resort in Kisumu.
Thank you for staying with us on NTV Weekend Edition on this Discovery Edition in the county of West Pokot. And I'm now joined by the Governor, John Lonyangapuo. Thank you for joining us, Governor, and also for hosting us. And I begin by, I was told my name, the name I was given here is Loreng, which means I come from the Buffalo
clan.
Lonyangapuo, where is that from?
Lonyangapuo is a bull. Even Loreng is a bull, but you come from the Buffalo clan, and I come from the Rain clan.
Rain clan? What do you mean by the Rain clan?
Rain, all the rain that come to Kenya, they pass through here.
Okay. And speaking of rain, and there has been some that has been in the country that's not so welcome, that is COVID-19. It has been raining havoc, we put it that way. What's the current state of the COVID-19 fight in West Pokot? How many patients have you recorded so far? Have you recorded any deaths here?
Can I take, first of all, this opportunity to welcome Kenyans who are listening to us through this honorable media house, the NTV. My name is Professor Lonyangapuo, and I'm dressed like the king. And when I'll start giving you meat, you will sing, "Oh, hail the king," and you are the prince. So I want to welcome you and to tell you, we are also affected like other counties in Kenya and the whole world because of this pandemic called COVID-19. God protect us from March up to September recently. That's when we got our first case. But the cases are going up. What we have done is to continue to wash hands at the entrances of West Pokot County, which is like a nuisance to other people, but we have still decided, and I hope you did the same when you came yesterday.
We did.
Everybody, including me, outside West Pokot, I have to alight, wash my hand and sanitize, and temperatures are taken. So we are recording around 130 cases now, but a number of them have been healed. We have been very vigilant in the sense that our health workers, we have given them the protective care they require, but they are overwhelmed. We also receive a number of patients from the surrounding counties and also the nearby. Remember, we are not very far from the border of Kenya and Uganda.
Yes.
Because health is health. When a patient has come, you have to deal with them. So I'm telling everybody who's listening to me, all the protocols that have been given to fight this problem. You put on your mask. Mine is now there because I am alone and you are very far from me. We need to mask ourselves, we need to wash our hands, keep a safe distance.
Okay.
I know politicians have a challenge because Kenyans want to listen to their leaders and they want to hear, and especially this season of PPI and many things are coming
And
around.
actually, we'll get to that in just a bit. I just want to know, have you lost any patients in West Pokot?
We haven't. We thank God so far, so good. We pray that it continues like that. But we are vigilant. We are praying that God continues to protect our especially the lead team, our health workers. And we are strained seriously because like now we are, our first ICU unit will be ready just about the end of this month. It was long to procure processes. We bought 6 of them and 3 ventilators to make for HDU to make a total of 9. So since 1976, we have not had any. Don't worry with the way you are dressed, you are looking very well.
Yes.
And the wind is not doing you any good.
I'm wondering if my feather falls, does it have any
No.
Okay.
You will be promoted.
Thank you.
So I want to say that it is tough. We have 360 bed isolation center that we just did ourselves right here. We converted our county school of government for that purpose. We haven't had anybody passing through there. We still have been dealing with them at the hospital.
Okay.
So I want to tell you that it is tough, but we'll manage. Kenyans need to have this spirit of determination, keep safe, but we will overcome this season.
Okay. And when you listen to like the developments today, we have had doctors are issuing a nationwide strike because of lack of the necessary environment to help them to work ideally. What is the situation in West Pokot? Do you feel, can you confidently say that your doctors, those who are under you, are sufficiently equipped and even in terms of numbers?
I can't say that. You know, Kenyan health workers are the same. The whole of them, ranging from Lokichokio to Mombasa, whether in West Pokot or another county, the challenge they have is one. We need to make sure that they are supported to the best of their ability. It's a serious challenge because these are the frontline workers to fight this disease. Just like we have army at the border, making sure that we are protected. I'm only encouraging my health workers, Kenyans who are listening to us. You are the hope we have. Although you need support more than what we have given as governments and the national government, we still insist that we depend on how you talk, we depend on how you guide us. Can your officers, the team, the leaders of unions talk with us? Not that we fear you coming forward to talk to people, but a word of a dependable person, when you talk, it talks life or despair. So I want to ask them that although we are in this challenge, we also have a problem even here. My office, my medical team is also challenged like them. But I have talked to them as a father that although we are passing through this zone, tell us what we can be able to do, and then we'll be able to do it. The only thing that we are insisting as Council of Governors is to a timely release of funds from National Treasury. The Central Control of Budget should be able to be quick enough so that we are supported. This isn't a time that we should be able to buy what is required for the team so that we are all equipped.
Okay, so let's just touch on, before we take a break, we touch on something you had alluded to before, and this is about the Building Bridges initiative, and in terms of the rallies that were happening, politicians, like you're saying, going around the country, different parts, and having these rallies, disregarding the clearly set out laws, that is, you know, social distancing, avoiding that kind of setting. Do you feel, but first of all, were you part of any of these rallies, any of these meetings?
First of all, I want to tell Kenyans the usual Kenyan spirit. We are a warm nation. We are a warm people. All over. When we see our leaders, we love them. Just like the Bible says, you need to love your leader. In the book of Romans, you need to love your leader and almost praise them because they are the ones who are leading you and they are giving you what's required. So to me, it's a challenge. Even going to church, you cannot say that you can't go to church. Kenyans come. When the politicians are exercising their role, You cannot tell me now I stick here forever. People want to listen to what I'm saying, but following the protocols.
But we saw the protocols being flouted.
Yes.
And don't you feel the leaders have a responsibility to ensure that they don't facilitate those kind of meetings, because many of these meetings were arranged?
Let me mention one which we had yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday. We had at a hotspot called Kabedo for peace. And all of us prayed to the God of protection. That since we want to eliminate this cat rustling menace that has become a problem generation to generations in North Rift, and the remaining bell where this devil is still staying is around the bell of Kabedo, that region between the Pokot of Tiati and the Turkana of Turkana East, ranging all the way to Samburu. We had to deal with the problem. We were all masked. It's very hot. You are sweating everywhere. We gave to our people who came for the peace meeting masks, and bringing them together was a challenge. You have to bring them, and they want to ask you, will I be safe? So yesterday we broke the ice, make sure everybody came. But if you look at the camera, you will think everybody was there. There are many people. But the overall goal that we were looking for is to make sure that the people who are also attending these meetings, like me, everybody is tested before you go to those meetings. I'm not saying we are encouraging meetings. I'm saying there is a time when you have to do an extraordinary thing for the sake of a problem that our people are suffering. I even had the devil woke up this morning, and some thieves decided just to steal goods where we were to destroy the peace. But we are focused together with the regional the commissioner, Mr. Natembea, alitembea kweli na mguu sisi jana. So all is well. I'm just saying, this politics. Now what will you do to the BBI? Because the season is coming from next week when people will be moving around, popularizing it. So we are going. But don't you
feel that is exposing Kenyans who are vulnerable? You've just spoken about how our healthcare systems are challenged, the personnel. So you're exposing people who may not have access to as good healthcare if they get infected. And actually, the statistics show that the counties where we've had rallies have had a spike in numbers. Doesn't that concern you as leaders? Because the optics is that it is you before the people.
We are concerned just like any other person. We are even more concerned than you citizens. What I'm saying is that reorganization of how these problems going forward, like if there is an issue to be given out, we have to change everything completely. I don't know how we are going to do it, whether through Zoom with Raya or something, but somehow I'm just telling you what is good. We are changing most of these things as we go along. Okay. So you will see a number of them reduced, but citizens, Kenyans, you will try, but they will come with all their problems.
They will come because you invite them, and just as we take
don't
a break.
Invite. By the way, I want to tell you, people don't invite. When they hear rumors that a leader is passing by, which is a good spirit, but in a bad season, where these corona things
So doesn't that mean that you as the leader should at least take the responsibility of saying, I will not get out of my get through my sunroof to say to the people just so that I can shield them, so that they can be there tomorrow for the development you're working for?
When you are on the sunroof, who is there with you? First of all.
But not you, the people.
You know, the people are not there. I'm just saying, if you stop, that's when they'll come. If you don't stop, they will not be there. And I'm telling you, we are now going to change the way we are going to do things.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll get into that in just a bit. Let's take a short break on NTV Weekend Edition. We'll be back here with Prof, and we can then unveil the meat and deal with it perpendicularly, because you're mathematics.
And horizontally.
Yeah, and horizontally. We'll be back after this break.
Mafundi wako tunahitaji kaa 40.
Raukia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku. Pata offers zote mahali pamoja ili uongeze zaidi, utume SMS zaidi na ubrowse zaidi.
Mogaka, nimetishwa mafundi 40. Kuna kazi imetokea na itabidi nimewapigia wote kuwajulisha. Ofa gani mzuri leo?
Ngoja wari yake. Hata mimi anataka kupost marashi yangu Instagram. Ni gani mzuri leo?
Very good. Leo Safaricom wanasherehekea miaka 20 na wewe. Piga star 444 star 20 hash. Tumia shilingi 20 pekee utunukiwe 20 minutes na 20 MB. Hebu bahari yake. Oh, jamani sikianze.
With the Stay Soft refill, saving money is as easy as snip, pour, mix with water, and shake. Stay Soft refill. It's 2 liters of Stay Soft for up to 30% less.
Istiqbal is now in Kenya. We are the voice for quality, colorful, innovative, and functional home furniture with presence in 92 countries worldwide. We have it all. Sofas, beds, dining, and mattresses. Celebrate our end-year sale of 50% off. Yes, everything at half price from 2nd November to 31st December. Visit our showroom at Panasar Center, Mombasa Road, opposite Airtel.
Cocoa, Kenya's highest saving, longest lasting and biggest Jiko, cooks fast using half the charcoal compared to other Jikos, so you use less fuel and receive extra savings. Enjoy our great discounts and save an extra 500 Kenya shillings when you buy Jiko Cocoa at your nearest shopping outlet.
Welcome back to NTV Weekend Edition on this Discovery channel, and I'm about to discover how tasty the meat here that the governor is serving me. He said after I eat it, I will say, all hail the king. And governor, as we just continue with our conversation and as you continue cutting the meat, there has been the concern that, you know, with the BBI, it feels like it is, because I know you're a proponent of the BBI, and do you feel that it seems a bit insensitive to have this kind of campaigns when we are having a pandemic?
Like I told you just before we went for this short break, as I prepared myself to serve you meat, the sweetest goats come from West Pokot. This the program is going to come out soon, how the PPI program is going to go. But because of the way things have unfolded, that this disease has attacked many Kenyans, especially the frontline workers, it is going to mean that many things are going to change. Somehow we will need to reorganize our work. We need to work with the village elders and chiefs to see and what that means for my case, and the leaders on the wards, to see how we can be able to make sure that programs for government will run, but without direct contact with Raya. Because we can also not say we don't tell the people what to do. This is the time we are developing now. We have, we are now almost half of the year. It's 2020, 2021. The funds for development have just arrived. They are about to arrive too late. But we need to do what we propose to do in our budgets. So those are the challenges that are going to come. Some, like for example, we are going to do public participations. How are we going to do it now with this threat? So like we mentioned, how do we now do it with the how the BBI is going to move? I'm hoping the secretariat in Nairobi are listening to me and salivating and making sure.
Governor, guarantee all these people around here are salivating.
For ladies, especially ladies, you lead tomorrow.
So Governor,
we have you as ready.
Yes. If I may just also first swallow. So let's move away a bit from the BBI and just talk about the issue you talked about cattle rustling. Is there are concerns that some of these things are funded by politicians? So is it a war that is really difficult to win? Because we are finding the people with influence and resources at times fund this, allegedly.
Where you are standing now, in 1952, the founding fathers of this nation stood where we are, led by Mr. Jomo Kenyatta. I'm told you erred and Kenyans saw, where he slept and tortured. They had one problem. The colonialists were supposed to go and Kenyans were supposed to be redeemed. Now, in our time when Lonyangabuo is the governor of West Pokot, Nanok, Turkana, Kiptis, Baringo, and Alkulal, Samburu, Tolgos, Leibar, here, Elgeyo Marakwet. We have purposed with all our might and our prayer, any remnant, together with the MPs and the MCS, any remnant of a cattle thief should be converted by the way we live and should be changed. And you can already see West Pokot, we have moved through all fronts to make sure that security is not in full function, but we have led first front as leaders. So, cat rustlers is supposed to be a thing of the past, just like they died in other places.
Okay. Thank you very much, Governor, for speaking to us and for the great meat that we're going to have, and so that we could enjoy the meat. First of all, just to clarify, we washed our hands just before we
tell them we sanitize first.
We sanitize, we washed with soap and water, warm water.
Clean water from the highland.
Thank you very much, Governor, for that. We'll take a short break, and as we take no break on eating the meat, Ida Waringa will be joining us from the Meatless studio in Nairobi. See you after that.
Answer's here.
Wow, what a nice gift. I would definitely give this next time.
Cousins Baby Gift Pack, a carefully selected range of safe baby products with natural goodness, trusted for decades by millions of moms across Africa. Cousins Baby, the gift that keeps on giving.
Pata kila kitu upendacho kwa M-Pesa kupitia *334#.
Jiko Koa, Kenya's highest saving, longest lasting, and biggest Jiko, cooks fast using half the charcoal compared to other Jikos, so you use less fuel and receive extra savings. Enjoy our great discounts and save an extra 500 Kenya shillings when you buy Jiko Koa at your nearest shopping outlet.
Linda Assistia Mita na Absa, the official banking partner of the EPL in Africa. Stand a chance to win 1 million Kenya shillings every month when you deposit into your Absa personal or business account. That's Absa. That's Africanacity.
Get to Bonga 10 and enjoy 100 minutes Airtel to Airtel. Upgrade to Bonga Plus 20 to get 100 free minutes Airtel to Airtel, plus 10 additional minutes to all networks. Dial *544#. Not just for a few, but for every one of you. Airtel, the honest network.
You are my girlfriend, and I have no eyes for anybody else.
Adriana! Adriana!
There must be something that would help me make you break up with Renata. If I don't find anything, I will need to make up stories.
I'd rather think that Matias and Renata will be able to defend their love.
Geronimo won't take long to fall for me, but we have to make sure that when he meets Renata, he's already committed to no one but me. I want to prove to my little sister that not all men would choose her.
Timeless love.
Get your value-added plot today by cash or through our installment plan. Call us today on 0790 300 300.
Optiven Limited, the pacesetters in real estate.
NTV Sport in association with Showmax.
A very good Sunday evening to you. Quite an action-packed day in the world of sport. And following that result between Comoros and Kenya at the Maluzini Stadium, well, there's still some way to go in the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers Group G. We will be reviewing the Harambee Stars and their AFCON qualifier away to Comoros, as well as what is coming up ahead tomorrow with Joshua Makori, who has been in Moroni with the team. That on NTV Sport at 9:50 p.m. Monday.
Weka mikono chini.
Certainly, it has been an action-packed weekend in the local sports scene as well. The national basketball team received a boost ahead of their all-important 2021 FIBA AfroBasket qualifiers. There are plans to popularize basketball in the slums, plus an interesting golf tournament in Mombasa.
The Kenya national men's basketball team has received a shot in the arm as it gears up for the FIBA 2021 AfroBasket qualifiers slated for November 25th to 29th in Kigali. Local businessman Eliud Owalo has gifted the Kenya Morans with training kits ahead of the Continental Championship that represents a chance for Kenya's return for the first time in 27 years.
Imetusaidia sana kwa sababu inatupatia motisha ya kuendelea vile tunajitayarisha kwenda kwa hizi michezo. Inatupatia motisha kubwa sana kwa sababu tunajua kuna watu wanatusaidia na wako nyuma yetu kutupatia hiyo support yote, and we are grateful and thankful.
Still on basketball, the Jonathan Jackson Foundation has launched Kawangware as a first community basketball court at the Gatina Primary School in Dagoretti North. The court, which took 8 months to complete, is the first of 19 such courts planned for different estates in the city, with hopes of growing the sport's popularity within the slum areas. Jonathan Jackson is also the owner of Kawangware-based Nairobi City Stars FC, which recently made a comeback to Kenya's top flight league. Over 200 players turned up for the selection exercise of the Mombasa County Under-17 football team at the Tudor Primary School ground. The turnout, consisting of players between the ages of 25 to 30, will see a final team selected to represent Mombasa in the Coast Region National Under-17 team contest and later take part in the qualifiers for Sekafa set for December.
Tulikuwa tunaona tu national team inachaguliwa, lakini hatutambui imechaguliwa kwa njia gani. Na tulikuwa tukilalamika sana. So malalamisho yetu yamesikizwa, nafikiria sasa wameanza na the right foot.
After Machakos, Makueni and Kitui counties, the Kambasam Golf Series teed off at the Mombasa Golf Club this weekend. Over 100 golfers, including professionals, took part in the one-day event. The series' main objective is to promote and encourage the Kamba community to play golf with the intent of producing more regional talent.
Great. And to Europe now, where Chelsea's N'Golo Kante scored the winning goal for France as they beat holders Portugal in the UEFA Nations League and booked their place in the finals. Kante back in the starting 11 after coming on as a substitute in the friendly defeat to Finland, bundled in from close range in the second half.
Ida, imagine walikula nyama na nikameza mate, and then Dan Loreng here, the meat eater, is rubbing it in.
No, I was washing my hands. Wash your hands, sanitize. The governor said it very well with water and soap. It was warm water, warm, clean water from the highlands. So I was just wiping my hands after my next round, before my next round rather. Let me just pick my symbol of authority here.
Let's just say, next interview, I'm doing it.
It's fine. West Pokot meat is with it. And thank you for joining us on this edition of County edition of NTV on the Road, where we've had the Discovery edition. We've been in the county of West Pokot. We've spoken about so much in regards to the culture, the traditions, as well as the development, and also the national issues that affect West Pokot County. Thank you for joining us. My name is Dann, Mwangi, or Loreng, as you've been told, because I come from the Buffalo clan, according to what I was named here. That's the name I've been given here, and it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much. Flora Chino has been our sign language interpreter. Good night from myself, Chapter Ye. Loreng already said his goodbyes, and the rest of the team. It's been such a pleasure, West Pokot. Thank you so much for hosting us. Good night.
Good night.
This is NTV.
I help women find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain. If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
Parenting is all about learning when to be tough and when to be gentle. Tough, gentle. But when it comes to fever, you need to be both. Panadol Baby and Infant starts to work on fever in 15 minutes and is gentle on the tummy. Tough call. Panadol Baby and Infant. Tough on fever, gentle on your child.
For an exclusive fragrance experience, try Nivea Men Deep Impact Body Lotion with a long-lasting woody fragrance, deep moisture, and a fresh skin feel. Make an impact with Nivea Men Deep Impact. Nivea Men, it starts with you.
Across Africa, countries are adjusting to a once-in-a-century health crisis. To unlock new opportunities, rediscover untapped value addition, accelerate development. Can we, as Africa, strengthen the resilience of business and increase the agility of the labor market? Can we harness the realities of the new norm to power partnerships across sectors, boost production, and deepen shared prosperity even to the most excluded? Nation Media Group brings you the second edition of the Kusi Ideas Festival. The theme, Towards a Post-COVID Africa, Recovering Together. The Kusi Ideas Festival, which is brought to you by the Nation Media Group and Kisumu County, will be on the 8th and 9th of December at Ciala Resort in Kisumu.
Are you a stakeholder in the tourism sector? Welcome to Domestic Tourism Fair. Experience beautiful Kenya Expo 2020, taking place from 21st to 22nd November 2020 at the Karen Hub. Tourism sector stakeholders like tour operators, hotel and lodges, government and support agencies will have an opportunity to showcase their packages and interact with over 30,000 visitors. To book, call Marianne on 0789 920 507 or email domestictourismexpo@ke.nationmedia.com. Domestic Tourism Fair. Experience beautiful Kenya Expo 2020.
You are my girlfriend, and I have no eyes for anybody else.
Adriana! Adriana!
There must be something that would help me make you break up with Renata. If I don't find anything, I will need to make up stories.
I'd rather think that Matias and Renata will be able to defend their love.
Geronimo won't take long to fall for me, but we have to make sure that when he meets Renata, he's already committed to no one but me. I want to prove to my little sister that not all men would choose her.
Timeless love.
Get your value-added plot today by cash or through our installment plan. Call us today on 0790 300 300.
Optiven Limited, the pacesetters in real estate.
NTV, turning on your world. The following program has been rated PG. It may contain scenes unsuitable for children under the age of 10.